Hello everybody, this is Ben Hansen from MinMax. MinMax is a place about games, friends, and getting better, and the second N in MinMax stands for Minnesota, which you can see here. So a while ago, Bandai Namco reached out and they said, hey, do you want to go to beautiful San Diego, California to check out the new One Piece game and check out a beautiful big boat? And I thought about it for a second and then I said, yes, I would like to do that. Here we go, everybody. We are in beautiful San Diego, everybody. Check it out. So this thing, Star of India, was built in 1863 and has circumnavigated the Earth 21 times. And it's just barely on fire. What the hell?
How's it going, brother? That's good, man. Yeah.
I'm filming everything for a travelogue.
Hey, Hanson, you?
Included.
Filming everything for a travelogue? Yo, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. MinMax 2 N's, you know what it is.
Thank you. You can probably imagine, but it kind of smells a little bit like 1863 on this ship. Are they supposed to be made out of wood? Okay. This is a weird thing. You want to introduce yourself, sir?
My name's Dustin Carmichael, and I'm going to talk some weird naval geekery to you.
That sounds excellent. You want to explain where we are?
This is the Star of India. It's the oldest active sailing ship in the entire world. It's the oldest iron-hulled ship still in the water. This ship was in the water exactly 5 days before Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address, and she still sails today. Everything you see works, is used. We're going to sail her again next year for her 160th birthday.
Really? Going around the world?
No, unfortunately not. Because she has no bulkheads down below, you might notice it's all one room.
Yeah.
We can't get a Coast Guard permit. There's no watertight compartments, so we can't take passengers. Only sail crew and invited guests can come out for her. All of the iron in this ship is original.
Okay.
She was left in ruin, basically tied up and abandoned in San Diego, and wood in the ocean rots. Just about every piece of wood is a reproduction except for 3. That settee over there on the other side of the mizzen mast, this one right here, and this table right here. This table's been on this boat since 1863.
No way.
I wish this got more love, but this is a beautiful louderway.
Yeah. It's a tough one to bring people around to see, I guess. It's incredible.
All steam bent wood. That's been on this boat since she was rebuilt in 51. I think they added that back in.
And so it was rebuilt but to the original design? Or
Well,
was it?
as close as we could get.
Okay.
This is kind of her version as a migrant ship. When she was renamed the Star of India, she was trading on the West Coast. She would take fishing crews from Southern California up to Alaska in the spring. They would fish, and then she would come back with the crews, and the decks would be filled with canned salmon, canned trout, wood from Alaska. If you notice, there's 2 little windows down on the tween deck below. Those are to load tree trunks into this boat. You can't get it down the main hatch and turn it sideways, so they crank it in there. And, Southern California was a desert before all of this, so they needed wood. And if you had a big, long piece of wood, you could make a lot of money off it.
There were rumblings that there's some good ghost stories on the ship.
There are a couple of ghost stories. I have spent about 100 nights of my life sleeping on the ship.
Sleeping on it.
In fact, I'm going to be sleeping here tonight, working this, and then I'm working another program in the morning. So, I will be spending the night on the Star of India tonight, but I've never encountered anything evil. The common story you will hear is Captain Story, the first captain of this boat, on his second voyage, died of disease in the Indian Ocean. The voyage took 10 months to get from the UK to India and back. The ship almost sank. It was a really rough voyage. Story died along the way. His ghost is said to be seen either in the captain's cabin there or commonly in the first mate's cabin over here on the port side. I've never met the man, and I've slept in that cabin probably 40 or 50 nights.
In his bed?
Well, again, the wood has been replaced.
Sure.
But that is the location of the cabin.
Why do you sleep on the boat?
We do programs for 4th and 5th graders. We do educational programs. The captain and cook, and I'm commonly either or, you stop your shift at 9 o'clock at night and you start at 6 in the morning.
So it's just more practical to sleep on this boat?
There are plenty of berths, plenty of space. You have a nice large ship, and you kind of get used to it.
You can fit in that tiny bed?
Another weird thing, you never see long beds on boats. You never sleep stretched out in a berth. If you sleep stretched out, eventually you're going to roll out and hit the deck.
Okay.
You always sleep with your knees tucked on your side, semi-fetal position. That way you don't need a full-length berth. People at this time you know, this was a migrant ship, and she took this, rumor that 1 in 4 New Zealanders whose ancestor came over during the migratory time, came over on this boat. Up to 400 people would be living on this boat with 25 sailors and officers for about 5 months to get there. So they need all the space they can get. This ship was built in kind of unusual way. It's one of the first iron-hulled freighters. It was built to wooden ship specs. It has about 3 times more iron in it than it actually needs. But they built it like a wooden ship out of iron. They didn't really know the metallurgy and the stress of the material. So they overbuilt it. I mean, this, you can see how thick these beams are.
Yeah.
The hull is even thicker than that. It made her slow, it made her ponderous to sail, but it made her incredibly, incredibly strong. And this happy accident is the reason that she's still here. If you want another weird story, in World War II, they wanted to break this ship up. They needed bullets, they needed airplanes, all the metal they could get. And this was just lying in San Diego Harbor, which, you know, there's a pretty big Navy around here. They sent somebody over here to look at this ship and see if it was worth salvaging. He took a look at the history of this boat, walked through the ruin, and said, the Star of India is more rust than actual metal. It's not even worth the cost to break it up. Just leave it alone. He lied. This metal is fine. So because of his lie to the Navy, the oldest active sailing ship in the world is still around.
How do you feel about a video game being demoed on the Star of
I'm
India?
happy about it. I've read a couple of issues of One Piece, and I think it's a pretty good manga, but I wish Bandai the best on it. It's good to see them getting into it, but we do kind of a lot. In fact, I was telling another one of your friends, but we did an event for Assassin's Creed Black Flag at Comic-Con.
Of course. Okay.
And you might notice the projected images on our sails.
Yeah.
They actually painted the Black Flag logo on the spanker back there, and each one of these sails costs about $12,000 to $15,000 to make, and the paint never came off. There's still a white shadow of Assassin's Creed Black Flag on one of our spankers that's stowed down below on the deck. We have you guys use projectors now. It's a little bit easier, but lesson learned.
What attracted you to living on the boat, serving on the boat?
Honestly, I was bored. And I grew up on the shores of 2 different oceans. I was born in LA, but raised in Edinburgh, and I love sailing. I've sailed as much as I can, and they were hiring for education staff, and I actually spent all of Monday welding steel onto the Berkeley, which was made in 1898. So you never really know what weird stuff you're gonna get to when you're bored and you need a job. So yeah, I'm happy I ended up here. I love this ship.
This is the end, everybody.
Thank you so much for watching this weird video, everybody. Thanks for supporting MinMax by subscribing to our YouTube channel, telling a friend, or supporting us directly on Patreon. You can watch an extended version of this travelogue by supporting us at the Backstage Pass tier, the $10 tier, just for 1 month. If you've enjoyed our content this year, we'd appreciate that bump up. It has me touring the USS Midway, the aircraft carrier, and a bunch of other nonsense in there. And also you get access to the live episodes, the live recordings of the MinMax Show podcast, and the unedited archive as well. Thanks for making all of this possible, everybody. We appreciate it. You've seen the headlines. You know that the media landscape is consolidating. Having truly independent games media is more important than ever. MinMax can exist independently as a place about games, friends, and getting better, but we need your help. The good news is that it's easy. Just click on that subscribe button or unlock a mountain of benefits by going to patreon.com/minmax with 2 N's. Thanks so much, everybody.